Ooh.
All right. This is our feature discussion of Nobody Wants This on Netflix. Welcome to our YouTube viewers here. Ashley, what made us want to watch this show?
The cast. Adam Brody, your favorite person probably from the OC, and then Kristen Bell. I never watched Veronica Mars, though. Did you?
Not much. I used to watch it with the Nocters. It's been coming up a lot in discussion lately because we were visiting San Diego, and Logan, who there's a character named Logan in the show, my friend Logan was pointing out all the filming locations from Veronica Mars. And so we've been talking about Veronica Mars a lot, but I don't have that kind of like Buffy style relationship with it.
Yeah. My Katie, my best friend growing up, she watched Veronica Mars. That was her Buffy.
So two of our best friends, families, and themselves were super into it.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and play the trailer in a second, but anything you want to say to set this up before we do that?
A rom-com for 40-year-olds.
Okay. There you go.
We've done this podcast for like 119 episodes, and this story you're telling, it just sounds like very familiar.
All right, I could make healthier relationship choices.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joanne.
I'm Noah.
Did you know there's a rabbi here?
No shit.
Yeah.
Where?
He has a beard, and he was definitely judging me.
Sounds like a rabbi.
Who's your friend? There's not a Jewish bone in her body, unless you put one in her.
All right.
Hey, little bone joke. I was trying to edit the shortest possible teaser and almost cut that out, but not for like, appropriateness reasons, but I had to leave that in.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Not that I edited the trailer, that is.
No, don't confuse anyone.
The Netflix trailer. I was just figuring out how much of it to show.
To edit. Just kidding.
Yeah.
To clip.
All right. Well, Nobody Wants This is... I meant to look this up. How many episodes is it going to be?
10.
10. Okay. And I should say that the premise of New Release is basically each week we watch something new and then decide, Ashley?
If we want more.
Yeah. So this was your dream come true. 26 minutes.
Ideal timing.
A nice, easy breezy entree into this lighthearted world of podcasting, romance, and Judaism.
Yep.
And I was able to watch it, over lunch on my computer.
Wild. You still had time to spare, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't feel like there's a lot of pressure when you have a projector and like a big movie setup, not to brag.
Also have a projector and a big movie setup, not to brag.
Yeah. Well, how did you watch it?
Not on a projector.
Oh, yeah, on a phone?
No, on a TV in the bedroom.
Do you enjoy, spending time with these characters?
I really like Adam Brody.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like a diss on Kristen Bell.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I like her as well. I like both of their characters, but I just really love him in movies and shows. Yeah. So that's just where I'm at.
Yeah, and I mean, starting with the OC.
Yeah, the OC, because I recently watched that. Not recently, 2 years ago I was watching that. And then I actually don't even know what else he's in, but every time I see him, I just like him. I don't know.
Yeah, I love that he plays this douchey rocker in Jennifer's Body.
That's right. I loved him in that too, and he was a terrible character.
He's been in some bit roles, but he's probably been in a lot of things we're both forgetting, but he's not working constantly.
No.
And Kristen Bell, post Veronica Mars, I mean, she's probably gotten the most famous for Frozen.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
I don't have a huge attachment to her necessarily, but she's always just she gets to play a really fun character in this because she's a little bit irreverent and snarky and snarky jaded. Her whole brand, I guess, for the podcast is that she goes out on a bunch of dates and they all suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
dating
much.
sucks. Would you listen to their podcast?
No. I don't think so.
Well,
And they're funny.
I think it's in the vein of like Call Your Daddy and a lot of popular like.
Well, that's what they talk about in the show too, or in the TV show. They mentioned Call Your Daddy. Yeah, she's like, I don't want to be like another Call Your Daddy. And she's like, oh, you don't want a $60 million deal?
Sure. Well, it sounds like someone watched ahead.
Oh shoot, that wasn't in the first episode.
I don't think so.
Oh well, here we are.
Spoilers for Does Ashley Want More? Well, yeah, it is their chemistry. I mean, we don't hear much of the podcast in the first episode, but their chemistry is good enough, and I think the whole show hinges on the chemistry between the various characters. Most importantly, Brody and Belle.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think? You said you love him independently, but what did you think of their chemistry together?
When they kissed, I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I don't know. I felt it. I was like, this is great.
Well,
Yeah.
let's do a little love test here.
Okay. All right.
This is a new segment.
Perfect.
And I don't know what the rating system is. I wanted to use like one of those games that you see at like a restaurant or an old arcade where
Or you like hold the thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
So
I know what you're talking about.
what would you put them on the scale of cold to fiery hot passionate love?
Can I rate it to a couple romances?
Sure.
Like say I think they're between this and this.
Yeah.
So I'd
Dax
say-
and Kristen.
Yeah. Number one, 100%. I would say that they are. Okay, maybe this is harder than I thought it was to me. What was that show with Donald Glover? They're like spies or something.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
So that's like the worst chemistry. So that's like
Yeah.
that's the bar for like the worst.
Okay.
And the best
fair
would
enough.
be like maybe like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I was gonna say Brangelina is just like as like a archetype. So there you go.
But it is
Yeah.
a good archetype, and like that's what that movie brought them together. Anyway.
So Mr. and Mrs. Smith, not Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Nice. That's funny. Didn't mean to do that, but yes. I would say they are like, but now I'm gonna go numerical because it's easier. They're like a 7.5.
Okay.
Out of
Yeah.
10.
I think that's pretty good. If relative grading on a curve, we talked about this when we previewed it last week. The difference between, I just enjoy like the cheesiness and the cattiness and the drama of teen romances, high school set romances, pretty much no matter what.
Yeah.
But for an adult romance, it's just a higher bar to clear. They always come off as super contrived. They always, and I'm sure you can already see in the first episode the landmines that they're setting up.
Oh yeah.
I love the way the first episode ends. I went through a lot of pain to find to take a screenshot of the end of the first episode. So let me find this real quick.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah.
The disappointing mother.
Yeah, and I won't butcher the Yiddish or the word that, what does she call her?
A shiksa.
Something like that.
Shiksa. Yeah.
But there's going to be, family drama that threatens
He's
to
a
tear them
rabbi.
apart. Yeah, I guess we should mention that he's a rabbi and she's a Gentile. And they're both kind of podcasters in a way. I thought that was fun. He listens to her show, and some students or some youth churchgoers, I guess, or people in his congregation. I don't know any of the right words.
Yeah,
so.
I don't either. I was like mosque, and I was like, that's wrong too. I don't know.
Some younger people come in and hear the inappropriate content that is on her podcast, but then she goes to his sermon and it connects with her, so they respect each other's passions, which is really I think important for the foundation of this budding romance. But I assume that her being in a stable, healthy relationship is an existential threat to her not call your daddy clone.
Yep.
Because she needs to keep going on bad dates to have good content. So there's some I don't feel like that's as fake or contrived in a bad way of a setup as you get in what's the Matthew McConaughey, the one that we watched, How to Lose a Man.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, or Failure to Launch.
Yeah, there's just like, it's so annoying when all that happens is people are just like withholding one key detail and it's going to just blow up in everyone's faces.
And you're just waiting 45 minutes in. You're like, this is when it happens.
Yeah, and this one, it's like, no, they kind of know. Like, she knows that he says right up front, like, oh, this is not going to be easy for us to, be in a relationship because of we're trying to repopulate the earth. Anyway, so I did you think like the will they, won't they, should they, whatever that was on the poster was good by rom-com standards?
I thought so, but I knew they would. Obviously, they would. But I didn't expect them to kiss in the first episode.
Yeah.
That was surprising to me. I was like, oh. And it was a really good, I think for rom-coms, I thought it was a really good kiss. Like, it felt like, for me, it felt like kind of real. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's nice.
Well, it's right there in the poster where they're just basically
they're basically one.
Eye to eye. Yeah. I think it checks all the boxes for this type of story. The chemistry is there. The obstacles that they're facing are believable enough. The side characters, TBD.
Too strong.
Too like
they're too intense for me.
Broad.
Like, why does his brother have to be such a character, and then her sister's like, I don't know. It's almost like too many strong personalities for me.
Yeah, the brother's vest. I don't know if that's the screenshot I have here, but no, he's wearing normal clothes. If we were doing like a mashup between the sibling, or like, I guess, choose your sibling. Like, which one are you and which one am I?
Am I choosing for you?
Sure.
None of them. I mean, I guess Adam Brody. I don't know. Like, they're not the best choices. I mean, Kristen Bell and Adam Brody are the best people.
So I'm saying, so you're Kristen Bell.
I mean, I don't want to be her sister.
Yeah, this is.
And I don't want to be. So it's problematic. But like, I don't know. I mean, I would like to be Adam Brody, to be honest. That'd be my preferred.
Yeah, so I can be Kristen Bell.
Yeah, you can be Kristen Bell.
I mean, what do you think of her sister?
I think she's annoying.
Yeah, and she's supposed to be. I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's her character. She's playing her character really well. Like, she has it dialed in, but she's just a little too intense and a little too annoying for me. And she's just kind of a bitch.
And Kristen Bell addresses that. She's like, she's my best friend. She's my worst enemy.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I have one of those too.
Yep.
So, yeah, I knew that would get weird, but I figured because of the sibling tie-in, we had to do it. And then, yeah, his wife, we don't see much of her, but he obviously married someone of the faith. Yeah. I mean, I say obviously just because she has dark hair and she's with the rest of the family.
Well, she was in the synagogue or I don't know. Is it a synagogue? This is bad. I don't know.
We are blaspheming.
I am going to church on Sunday, but not a Jewish church. So.
But I also liked how he kind of addressed faith, and she's like, I'm an atheist. So that's the other thing. I mean, not only is she not Jewish and has no connection to a Jewish family, she is an atheist, she says, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And he's like, that's okay. Part of our faith is questioning whether what you can know and what you can't know. And I thought that was, as far as these things go, and a lighthearted show, like I thought that was a nice balanced way to address it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't know, I just think his character is great. I feel like this is how he would react, or how he would be in real life if he was not a rabbi.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's like the best thing and the only limitation of a Michael Cera or an Adam Brody or Jesse Eisenberg. A lot of my favorite Jewish adjacent or Jewish males. People criticize them for always playing themselves.
Yeah.
And if Adam Brody is doing like a Jennifer's Body type thing, it feels like okay, that's fun. He's breaking out of the likable, like sarcastic Seth archetype, but it feels like that's just a side. That's like a side character. Or
back to your roots.
Michael Cera is a cokehead, and this is the end. Getting and Mindy Kaling just wants to suck his dick or whatever.
Yep. I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, that's like obviously sort of a non-serious departure from their persona, but I think this is just the sweet spot. I mean, it's what he's good at. It's what she's good at, being kind of irreverent and sarcastic and icy.
Yeah, icy.
For
Frozen. Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, it suits their talents. When you make fun of something like that, or you show it on screen, it's usually exaggerated to such a degree that it's just kind of cheesy and stupid.
Laughable. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they didn't really do that. So
no, they're just chilling on the couch recording.
Yeah.
But it could change if they get this deal, and then it may be extreme and ridiculous. But I don't know.
We should mention one of the most popular and valuable podcast empires is run by Kristen Bell's husband.
Yeah, which I listen to almost every day. Listen this morning.
Didn't you say that she was on, her and Adam Brody were on?
Mm-hmm. And they were talking about the show, obviously publicizing. Yeah, they were doing that.
Publicizing.
I was like, yeah, promoting is a better word. So the only thing she had was the critique she had about the show was, she's like, it's weird that we got the roles because we're old. Or she was saying, like, it feels like weird to be like in their 40s doing this when it feels like it's like a 20-something role.
That's 100% right. I can say that as a 40-year-old podcaster. That started when I was a young
30
up-and-coming 36-year-old. Well, as a podcast that's doing a YouTube segment, we had to mention that. I wanted to do our new segment, Chekhov's Blank, but I was struggling, so I'll introduce it, and we'll see if there's anything that rises to the... Okay,
alert.
I changed the laser gun sound a little bit. You still don't know what I'm talking about with those, like...
No.
White, like, guns that light up red?
No.
I feel like I had one on a keychain.
Okay, well...
Doesn't help. Okay.
I like how we had keychains, but we didn't have keys as kids. It's just kind of a funny thing.
Yep. Good point. All right. So I did come up with Chekhov's Blank is a spin on, if you introduce a gun in the first act, it has to go off in the third. If we're watching a show, it could theoretically be something that happens later. Mm-hmm. But was there a Chekhov's Blank for you in this first episode, Ashley?
I don't think so. There's nothing that's really coming to mind. I'm hoping the chinchilla jacket or fur coat makes an appearance.
Well, let me find the applause.
Find it.
You actually got it. Yeah, it's in the outline, so you can prove that I put down fur coat is Chekhov's fur coat for this episode. Should have probably gotten a screenshot of it because I put together so many great video, aids for this portion of the discussion. But she wears a really showy fur jacket to the lesbian dinner party that her friend is having. And they just make fun of it a lot, basically. And
he wears it, and then she's like, it smells like him, and then she's like smelling it in her bed.
Was there anything you wanted to point out about this first episode?
No, because now I'm blending it with the second one, I think.
Okay, well, let's get to Do We Want More? Nobody Wants This on Netflix. It's all out. 10 episodes.
Oh, Oh, sorry. There's one thing
Go
I
for it.
wanted to say about it. I hate
Go
the
for it.
title. I hate the title so much. I mess it up every time I think about it. I'm like, nobody wants us. Somebody wants this. Like, I can't. And maybe that's on purpose. I don't know. I just hate it. That's the only big criticism.
I don't even feel like they explicitly say it, but it's they have a little neon in the background.
Yeah.
It is the name of the podcast, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
But
so, is it a good name for a podcast?
no.
I mean, it's not like specific.
It's not new release radio.
No. New release is a super generic name, but actually, I love it. I think we nailed it. And
I like it too.
You can search new release on Spotify or Apple or any other podcast platform if you're watching on YouTube to get the full episode. But Nobody Wants This is a random mashup of words that appear in other titles. Like I mentioned last week, Everybody Wants Some, 2 exclamation points. Speaking of punctuation.
Okay, great.
Does the fact that Nobody Wants This period, because it's in all the promo materials and it's in the official title is Nobody Wants This period, does that make it better?
It doesn't make it worse.
Do you like when punctuation appears in titles?
It doesn't make me remember it more. So I'll leave it at that. I don't know.
Yeah, question mark maybe.
Maybe a question mark. Maybe an upside down exclamation point. Maybe some Spanish. You know?
Yeah.
I
totally agree. It's just
I can't remember it.
which is rule number 1 of a title.
Yeah.
Distinctiveness, like, and memorability. Because I've had the same thing. I'm like telling people what we're watching this week. I'm telling Jamie that, this is the show, and she can't remember the title. She like stays really, plugged into this.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I was really hoping to watch it with her, but timing didn't work out.
No. Well, it's only 26 minutes, so if you wanted to watch it.
That's what I told her. That's a big selling point, believe me. You watched it by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, at least we got to share the experience after the fact. All right. Well, you don't like the title, but do you want more of Nobody Wants This?
So, I did watch the second episode, but that's it. I've only watched 2 episodes. And it's really cute. Again, a movie would be just fine. I don't know if I'm going to make it through all 10 episodes.
Ooh.
But it is really like easy to watch and just kind of like I enjoy the characters of the main 2 characters, but the side characters I don't love, and so we'll see. I might watch episode 3. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's the short episodes which I love.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the side, like one of the reasons we talked about this with the Penguin. One of the reasons to blow out a movie into a show is so you can character build not just the main character but all these side characters. There was Kristen Milioti's character in the Penguin. I do want to know more about, but she's just
cool.
she's just the main nemesis to him, so that doesn't even count. Like when you're watching Girls and you get a Shoshana
Amazing
themed episode in Japan.
So good.
I get to spend, and that comes way into the show. Like you get all this insight into the seemingly secondary characters. In this, I can't foresee wanting to know that about anyone.
Nope.
And if that's the case, then you can just have a really taut story about also the longer you spend on a show. Take Entourage, for example. The arc of, is Vinny going to land a big movie, or like, is his career on the ascent? Oh shit, something horrible happened. Now it's now he's hit rock bottom.
Medium is a piece of shit, or whatever.
Yeah, like, are they just going to keep? Because in a rom-com, the structure is meet cute, hit an obstacle, lie to each other, do something dumb, and then break up, and then overcome it.
Yeah.
Like, is that going to happen multiple times? As far as the obstacles they hit, are they gonna like?
Yeah, I don't know.
Won't they? Ross and Rachel over the course of 10 years, like, so yeah, I don't. Nothing in the first episode sets up like 5 hours
Right.
of story. It does set up 3 episodes of story, which would just make it a normal movie. We get the meet cute episode, but we also like leave on a cliffhanger of like, oh shit, the family isn't going to accept her.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch another one. So we're both, we both want more, but well, you wanted more and you got it. And now you're unsure.
Right.
That's a quick drop off because I think this is an example of when the binge model works. Mm-hmm. You got to keep that momentum. It's lighthearted fare. You're either going to breeze through this or you're probably going to stop.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one is going to apply to me because I am going to watch another episode. And if I watch another episode at a time where I can keep going, I probably will. Hopefully it'll just be more based on the quality of the show. Mm-hmm. But if what you're saying is accurate, it might just be based on circumstances.
Yeah, and I watched them back to back because I was about to go to bed, and I was like, well, it's just another 25 minutes so I can watch it. And then I went to sleep. So we'll see. I mean, I would like to watch another one just because I feel like I blended the first two together, kind of like a movie would be. But we'll see.
All right. Well, we're going to do Gift Shop in the next segment. That's it for the YouTube segment of New Release this week. Subscribe for October. It's going to be exciting.
Ooh, October. I'm excited.